Hi, it's Ronick from Ask.Audio. I'm here at Superbooth 2017. I'm here with Stefan from NonLinear Labs. How are you doing?
Thanks for coming.
Thank you. This is so we're here with the C15, which is a wonderful, interesting, different synthesizer.
Yep.
And maybe you can describe it to us a little bit. I mean, we spoke last year at Superbooth. Unfortunately, the quality of the video that I took personally and the audio was terrible, so we couldn't publish it. But this year, we're hoping it goes differently.
Hopefully it's so it's, as you said, it's quite a special design of for a synthesizer. Or we don't call it synthesizer because it's a musical instrument more in the classical style. It's designed for keyboard players. They're serious about playing in real time, and not so much for the production environment where you have, let's say, computers connected to.
There's no sequences, no arpeggiators, none of that stuff.
No, I tried to make it really radically, let's say, clean, in the way that it reacts with very high resolution and very responsive to the play of and the movements of the keyboard player. But also, it's demanding in the way that if you don't play nice, it will not sound nice. It doesn't do anything for you. There's no music coming from the instrument. It's only the sound coming. The music has to come from yourself. So it's not sequencing anything. It's not even has a LFO. Because the LFO frequency is something that you need to adapt to the music, and so we have a special bender that you can move in a repetitive way, and then you get your LFO by this, but making by hand. So everything has to be handmade or made by your feet, because the other thing that's very important is the pedals. Mm-hmm. So we have a nice keyboard, very responsive to velocity. That's what you typically where you have your hands on, and you have your feet still free, and you can apply them on pedals, and that's also a very important interface.
So it's really about kind of like using your whole body, your hands and your feet to interact with the instrument. No MIDI, no sequences, nothing like that. Can you show us some of the controls and really what the instrument's about, or how someone should approach using it?
Yeah, we have divided in two parts. So the upper part can be left away. So when you go on stage, everything is contained in the lower unit here. And so this is a semi-weighted keyboard, and with a very high quality feeling. So many people say that because this is the most important thing that you touch. So it's the quality of the keyboard. We have pedals. If you look down there, you can connect up to 4 pedals. In this case, we have 3 pedals connected, and all of them are continuously. So even the sustain pedal, you can have like a damping amount on the sound with the sustain pedal. When I move the pedal, you also see that here the LEDs are moving, but it's a touch strap, so you can also do the same thing by your fingers. So while playing, you can access settings that are labeled by these labels here. So when I switch a sound, there might be other labels, like for example getting the feedback amount here also, by the second ribbon. The ribbons can run in absolute or relative mode, so different ways of moving. The mouse pad is a different way of moving, but what you see here is like absolute mode. I'm jumping here, so the relative mode, I can touch somewhere, and I can make small movements, and it's can be more convenient for some situations to do it small. The pitch bender is this small thing here. This is a magnetic loaded, very sensitive thing that you can play to the side. So this is typical movement that you have with guitar players or violin players, for vibrators. So that's also very important that this thing is sensitive and high resolution. So the user interface on the upper panel, it's more for the editing of the sounds or the sound design. In the sound design situation, it's very the very important interface that you're using. We have decided, because it's 300 and something parameters, we cannot give dedicated control for each parameter. And we have decided for this radical solution of, let's say, accessing the parameter by pressing a button, and then you see that the LED goes on, and this parameter is then displayed and accessible here. It could also be accessed by the upper ribbon if you want, so it's an option.
Cool.
There are more than one parameter sometimes. If you press the button several times, you access they say sub-parameters like key tracking or something of the thing. Of course, it's also the interface for controlling presets, preset handling, and everything else. So it's like it's a central unit. So besides the hardware user interface, which has the display only for one parameter, we can also show large groups of parameters or all parameters on the screen, which is also zoomable. So we can, for example, show just a flanger here and edit the parameters by touching them. We also have a larger field there. Let's get back to the overview. In the upper area, you see you can throw in banks of sounds, and you can also drag and drop sounds, so sort your preset library. And so I could recall a sound just by touching it. Or let's say if I have a live gig and I don't have the upper unit and I want to see the list of my sounds, I can have my iPhone or whatever open and just click here, because why I say iPhone, it's just a web interface. It means there's a web server inside of the instrument. There's a Wi-Fi access point, and any device that has Wi-Fi access can open that Wi-Fi network, and it can load the website, and the website represents our user interface.
That's pretty awesome, really. I mean, it makes it very, very accessible from any device that you've got.
Everybody has something from where he can access it.
A phone, a tablet, a computer. It's great. Excellent. Okay. You were going to talk about the signal flow that is interesting for this machine. So
we have chosen. I mean, I want to mention one thing, because it's the first synthesis engine that it comes with the instrument. It's also very characteristic for this instrument, but it will not be the only one. So you can replace the user interface overlays, and so for future sound engines it will be just a new set of overlays. And
very good idea.
So talking about this first engine, it is very say minimalistic layout. There are not so many components in there. We have two oscillators, also two shapers. So the oscillators are sine wave oscillators. So if you use that also sinoid shapers behind that, we get some variable spectrum from them. And by phase modulation, or FM, as it's called by Yamaha, it's possible to create lots of, let's say, metallic spectra, and so because they can modulate themselves, they can modulate each other's crosswise, and so we get a complex spectrum already from this oscillator section. And we got two filters here. So the one is more like a subjective filter, like a state variable filter, which is extremely open and flexible to all sorts of characteristics. And the other one is a comp filter, that is a delay line that has a strong feedback, and it's tuned to the pitch that you want to play, or it can be tuned to the pitch.
Okay.
And so you can just create some noise bursts also here, and put it into the comp filter, and it will create a tone that can be very acoustic, like a plucked string or so.
Okay.
So that's what Federico was playing before. Part of that sounds were created in that way, that we're using the comp filter, and also combining the comb filter with the feedback path, so you get sustained sounds from there, or really chaotic, distorted stuff that is. So the engine can sound from, let's say, from abstract and electronic to very organic and acoustic, and to very experimental also. Yeah, that's.
Great. And so, at the moment, in terms of availability, I know that you're a bit backed up on pre-orders. It's been so popular. So many people want it.
Yeah, we are now in a situation that we produce a certain quantity, and it seems like it's already sold out in a way. We have to deal with the fact that we have to ramp up our capacities. We are a very small company. We still have to learn how to produce and to also to deliver to the customers and to do a good customer support. Up to now we were developers, a team of developers. Now we've become salesmen.
Now you've gone into business.
And going to business, yeah. But the response is very nice and open-minded. So I was surprised actually, because we do something extremely, we are more like an outsider compared to the typical mainstream, and but it looks like people understand what we are doing and they appreciate it.
And what's the price for the C15?
So we do only direct sales, and in the best case somebody pick it up at our.
You were saying that ideally you'd like someone to come to Berlin.
That would
and stay in a hotel.
And he would so the pickup price is 4,000 including VAT.
Euros.
And yes, but we also offer a rent-to-buy model. So you can start with 80 euros per month, if so that would be the minimum amount for renting it, and after 50 months it would be yours, or you can return it at any time. So it's a very low risk also for the people paying 4,000 euros. They can also return the thing and they will get like a buyback option. So they have only 80 euros per month.
Well, that's very reasonable. That's a good idea.
Yeah, because we don't want only the let's say the collectors with the big budget. We want the musicians. Yeah, it's an instrument that can be played like a jazz instrument, and that's my favorite target group. I want these young jazz players or whatever, they're talented keyboard players to use it, and maybe they don't have the budget. Yes.
Not yet. Cool. Thank you very much, Stefan. This has been, it's a beautiful instrument. Just to look at it is beautiful. We heard it is obviously amazing as well. And I think it's an instrument that's really captured the imagination of a lot of people because of its insistence upon, encouraging performance as opposed to, sequencing and kind of like production style.
Yeah, it's for the post-MIDI era.
Post-MIDI, yeah. We're bringing that in then. You're heralding that era. Thank you. Thank you, Stefan. Wonderful to chat with you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.